Hi guys, just a quick message before I start with my August wrap up. This Saturday, the 5th of September, I will be at the Edinburgh Bookshop in Edinburgh with Lena, Lauren and Jean between 2 and 4 p.m. We are going to be there with tea and biscuits chatting to anyone who wants to stop by and talk to us about books, man, booker, long listed and otherwise. I'm also then doing a very mini book tour in Sweden and then I have events in Ilkley and in London where in those events I'll be talking about my book, the Bookshop book, and all of the other books that I've written, which as always are linked in the description box below. So if you would like to know more information on those events, they will be in the description box. If I'm coming to somewhere near you, it would be really, really lovely to see you. Hi guys, I am here with part 2 of my August wrap up. If you want to see what I read at the beginning of this month, then click on the part 1 part of my August wrap up, which will be linked in the description and here. The first 2 books that I'm going to quickly mention are Man Booker long listed books, and I have filmed separate review videos for them, which I will link down below, so I'm really not going to say much about them at all. The first one was The Fisherman by Chigozie Obioma, which is a Nigerian novel. It's a debut. The author is 29. It's about a family in Nigeria, 4 older brothers in a family of 6 children. It encompasses fairy tale, parable and fable, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. If you want to know more about it in a non-spoilery way, click on the link to the review down below. And this one is Sleeping on Jupiter by Anna Roy, and this is set in India and it is about 3 old ladies travelling to a temple town and a young Indian woman also coming back from Norway, having been adopted from India to Norway when she was younger. It deals a lot with hidden memories, recovering difficult memories, deals with sexual assault and people doing things in the name of religion which are not religious at all. I appreciated a lot of aspects about this book, but overall as a whole it didn't particularly work for me. If you would like to know more of my thoughts on that in a non-spoilery way, again click on the link down below to the individual review. Now, apart from the Man Booker long listed books, I also read 3 other books and started a 4th, which I will hopefully finish this month. So the first one I want to mention is The Fox and the Star by Coralie Bickford Smith. This is a picture book suitable for both adults and children. It's about a fox who is guided through the night by Star, and then one evening he wakes up and Star has gone and he has to try and find him. It has absolutely gorgeous illustrations inside. It's simply beautiful, and I thought that it was a really, really charming book and happy addition to my bookcase. As I said, I'm hopefully going to make a video about beautiful children's books that I love because I think I would like to talk about them more. So yes, this one definitely worth bearing in mind for a gift because it's absolutely stunning. The next one I would like to talk about is Girl King by Brittany Cavallero. Now, I will say that Brie is my friend, the author. We went to university together and I miss her very much because she has gone back to her home country of America and I don't get to hang out with her anymore, which is very, very sad. We used to put the world to rights over coffee. It was brilliant. Never mind, we can do that online, but it's not quite the same. Sometimes I just want to hug her. So Brie's first poetry collection is Girl King. She has a few chapbooks out as well, but this is her first full-length collection. She's also got her first YA book coming out next year, which is called A Study in Charlotte, and it is a Sherlock Holmes themed novel. So I'll leave a link down below to that if you would like to go have a look at it on Goodreads. But as I said, it's not out until next year. But this is her poetry, and this is feminist fairy tale poetry, and it is fantastic. And I know that I'm biased, but I absolutely adore her poetry. Truly, hands down, it's wonderful. And I had the chance to read this one. It was still in manuscript form, so when she was still writing it, but I wanted to reread it now that it's out in beautiful bound gloriousness. I'll read you what it says on the back. It says, the title of Brittany Cavallero's Girl King harnesses a diminutive girl to the masculine role of supreme power, fashioning an altogether new Bildungsroman. This brilliant collection revives our understanding of a woman's private narrative, granting it equal authority to those of a more public nature, deftly repurposing John Berryman, Andrew Marvell and Edinburgh's 19th century resurrectionists along the way. Here are my man's hands, here is my girl's mouth, speaking, she writes, and these finely crafted poems fulfill that promise. Girl King is a keenly intelligent, powerful debut, I agree, and I will read you the beginning of the title poem, Girl King. So this is not the whole poem, just the beginning. It says, the girl stays low in the rushes. She eyes her throne through her lashes. The 12th cake found her with its queening clutch of peas, and after dispatching the bean king like an axe from its handle, she began her ascension. like the axe handed to her by her mother when they lived in the burnt out tree, her limbs folded into clothing, her feet arranged on the road. She is the crime, her mother made it so. It's absolutely wonderful, links down below. I urge you to go and check it out. She's great. Then I read a non-fiction book the second half of this month, and this is called Beyond the Pale by Emily Urquhart. This came out this month, was one of my most anticipated releases of the year, so when it came out I ran out and bought it. Now, I gave this book 5 stars. I thought it was brilliant. I will say also that I have quite a personal connection to it. So this is a non-fiction book written by Emily, and her daughter was born with albinism. She didn't know of any history in the family of albinism, and she wasn't expecting it when her daughter was born. Emily is a folklorist and a journalist, and she decided to almost create this history for her daughter Sadie, to look into how people with albinism are treated around the world, to look into the folklore and myths surrounding them, because there's a lot. So for instance, nowhere in the Bible is thought of as having bright white hair, and is described as if he has albinism, and the way that that was talked about then was that his mother must have had sex with an angel, so he's like half angel. So it's this reverential type condition with regard to nowhere. But then if you look in places such as Tanzania, there are terrible atrocities that go on there where people with albinism are thought to be, they're called 0-0s, like they're ghosts, like they're nothing, and people hunt them. It's awful. People hunt them for their body parts because it's believed that if you sell these body parts to witch doctors, they can make them into potions that can cure all kinds of diseases. It's thought that if you rape a woman with albinism, that it will cure you of AIDS. Like, obviously this is ridiculous and not true, but that's the myth that surrounds people with albinism. So it looks at identity, because obviously there are different things when it comes to albinism. So Emily herself is white, so Sadie, her daughter, is white with albinism. But then also if you're black with albinism, you're dealing with a whole different kind of sense of identity. For instance, she talks to some people. I remember one of the girls that she spoke to who was black with albinism said that she found it difficult to fit in anywhere because outside in the world she looks white, but she identifies as black, but people don't see her that way. And then at home, all of her family are black, but she feels like she doesn't fit in there either because she doesn't look like them. So it's a really beautiful read, and the fairy tale and research that's gone into this is absolutely beautiful. It made me cry at parts. I am very, very interested in disability and myth being mixed together. I'm fascinated with the way that humans constantly try and understand the world around them. Sometimes that's beautiful, sometimes it has terrible consequences. So because I have EEC and ectrodactyly, there's a lot of myth and fairy tales surrounding us lot too, and I have written a collection of poems based around that. So I did drop Emily an email after I read this book, and we have been chatting, exchanging stories, and I just think it's an absolutely wonderful look at humanity, and I urge everybody to read it. I think it is beautiful, and I can't say any more good things about it because I'm just gushing now, but I mean every single word. And then finally, I have started Glister by John Burnside because I just couldn't resist. I need some more John Burnside in my life. I'm sure you guys know I've been going on about The Dumb House a lot. It's my favourite read of the year. It was absolutely amazing, absolutely disturbing, and I would like to mention that Vintage are giving away 3 copies of The Dumb House on their YouTube channel, so I will leave a link to that here if you would like to go and check that out, because, you know, everyone needs a copy of The Dumb House in their life. So this is Glister. It is set on an island which used to have a nuclear plant on it. Children are being born with deformities. There is a madness that's going around the town, and boys start disappearing in what are called the Poisoned Woods. So I've only just started this. I'm also obviously reading all of the other Man Booker books too, so I might not finish this one this quickly, but you know, who knows, because I might just devour it. His writing's that beautiful. Sometimes I just can't help myself. So those are all the books that I read the second half of this month. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these or if you would like to check them out. I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Lots of bookish love. Bye.